Greetings, programs. We're live. We're live. This first ever Jurassic Park live review, and we should be live on YouTube, and we are. The chat will start building up. I'm joined by two special guests. We have first and foremost JP Carnoraptor from Raptor Squad. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. And we have another one. This is gonna be awesome, guys. Victoria from Victoria's Cantina. How are you, Vicky?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. We got BAM! The Carnoraptor from the Dino Hybrid Jurassic World game, and from Hasbro. And we both have, actually both as in, what's up everybody? Chat's starting to fill up. We both have the Carnoraptor, so we're all going to talk about the Carnoraptor all together. And they're also going to talk about Jurassic World, toys, and all that good stuff with you at the end. So... actually, I'm just gonna flip it. We're just gonna do like old school Raptor Squad podcast. So, JP Contra, I'll have you talk about the box, and then I'll flip it to action features or something to Vicky. All right, so let's all run through the box. Do you have the box with you?
Yep, I got it right here.
All right, so talk to me about this box, dude.
Well, as we all know, packaging is supposed to sell the product, and in my opinion, Hasbro did awful. Did an awful job with the JW package. It's just so bland. But they did add some new stuff with it for the hybrid line, like the multiple colored hexagons up in the corner. I don't know what purpose that was supposed to serve, but yeah. And we got Carnoraptor at the bottom, the Hasbro logo, the T-Rex in the corner, the JW logo, the open box, which I hate about the packaging as well.
Yeah, I know.
And the back, which is kind of a misleading artwork of the Raptor.
Yeah.
I mean, that figure looks so much better. I wish we got that. It's kind of like a mix between the Growler and the Basher.
No, isn't this just a straight up Growler?
No, the Growler had different colors, and it wasn't as slender. It was more of a fat looking.
It just looks like the Growler head, though, don't it?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it looks like it's got the body of a Titan Raptor, or I don't know, one of those raptors.
What do we remember? It's been so long. What didn't they use Charlie or Blue for the Growler for the Carnoraptor? And they switch out the head.
Echo and Blue mold.
Okay,
I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, well, yeah, this is it. Ugh. I don't know if there's anything other special besides the bottom, which. Vicky, you reviewed the Ankylosaurus and the Indominus hybrid armored, right?
I did.
Yeah. You can buy them if you want to. They're on the bottom of the box. Is that all the box stuff we have to say, I think? Besides the...
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, let's unbox it. At least I'll unbox it. You guys already have it unboxed on your end, right?
Yeah.
Because Vicky, you did a review of this guy already.
I did. I think it was like back in August or something like that.
Yeah, actually, people don't know this. I think actually you bought this for me on Amazon and sent it to my house.
Yeah,
so this actually brought to you by Victoria's Cantina. Everybody thank Victoria right now. All right. I could be like one of those people who really don't know how to unbox stuff and keep it all nice and clean. I could just take scissors and just cut the string. But I'm a prick and I like it all nice. So you take it on the bottom, or the back side there, and unravel it. And take it out, and here you go. So somebody tell me what sculpt they reused.
Oh. Yeah, Hasbro got lazy.
Hasbro definitely got lazy. Blue.
3 times in a row.
Blue is right. Honestly, the blue wasn't too bad. It's just that the arms are just so ugly. They're so long.
It's like the Utah Raptor from Series 2, how it was like extremely long arms.
Right, I got that right here. Might as well show it off. Here's what a great comparison. There's the really long arms. And actually, who else has this Utah Raptor? You have it, but it's in box, right? JB Carter.
Yeah, I got both. I got the Series 2 boxed and TLW loose complete.
But yeah, so the loose. So you know how it stands. You pretty much use the arms and the fingers for it to stand. Yeah. It kind of sucks because over time the fingers might like mold and move over, and because they're plastic. You really should have like a stand for this guy. And I think I've said in my older reviews that you use your arms to have it on a surface. It's kind of like a football stance. It's like ready to go off the line And it's I don't know. I actually just noticed this right now. If you look at the arms, like the biceps are actually like they're like toned biceps. You guys see that on your own figure? That's I actually just noticed that first time ever to actually notice. Probably because it's red rather than like the blue paint colors, which are like a brown or a gray or something. Well, I forget the body color. It was painted incorrectly. But Vicky, I'll let you talk about the paint. What do you think of the paint of this guy?
The paints. It's interesting. To me, when I look at this, I kind of see something that looks like it could be from the 90s, as is this whole hybrid line. Very bright colors. You had like the blue with the Stegoceratops. You had like the Ankylosaurus was like green and blue. And this one's like a bright red with some purple and yellow. It's not too bad. I do like the gradient that it has near the front of the head. It kind of makes it look like it has a beak. And then the purple striping with the yellow highlights, I think, is pretty cool. It just kind of gives it a more striking sort of aesthetic. I mean, is it the best coloring? Not necessarily, but for something in the hybrid line, I think it works pretty well.
Yeah, it kind of sucks they stopped at the tail. This good old Hasbro not painting the tail fully. And I don't remember, but I think so. The screws on the screw hole side, I think, were painted. At least, I don't know for at least a couple, but I don't know if it was for this one. But there are at least a couple painted toys painted with screw holes, or the screws painted, I should say, on the other side. And then here, of course, the final product is not painted for the screws, which actually made me kind of excited that they cared a little bit more at Toy Fair. But of course, for the mass-produced product, they didn't give us it.
Right.
And of course, you got at the end of the tail, you have little black stamped on the copyrights at the back end, which is
Love it.
Noticeable. But I agree with you that I think the really cool part about the paint colors is that the yellow stroke around the backside. Like there was a white stroke on that Rampage Indominus, and they did not include that for the final product. At least they included that yellow stroke here because it ties in really nicely with that beak, like you said.
Right. I think it's like a 2-pixel stroke in Photoshop.
What an analogy. I don't think anyone's really gonna get that. But the mouth is nicely painted too. At least there's no. I don't know how many splotches you guys got. How many paint defects we got? Here for me, I don't think I really have any. I think. Oh wait a minute. I think I might have on the beak. I might have showed you the photo. It's a little bit of paint right there. People probably can't see that, but I don't know. Do you guys have any paint defects in your guy?
Plenty.
No.
Plenty. Where at?
Dude. So I ordered 2. I think I sent you guys the message when I ordered them from Amazon. And I just had that gut feeling that when you don't buy them in store to see them in person, you're going to get screwed over. When they ship to you, they're going to have plenty of defects, which I was right. And I'm just noticing now on one of them, it's got like white paint, like the Titan Raptors had on its like top of its mouth by the gums. And then on the other side of the face, it's got like red splotches where the yellow is. And a whole bunch of like black dots just randomly scattered around. And that this is just one figure. I don't even know what the other one looks like, but
right.
I mean, I'm sure that one's a mess too because of Hasbro's quality control.
Absolutely, son of a bitch. Right when I ask you about that, I'm like, oh, mine's just fine. I actually have a big black. You really can't notice it because it's on the bottom of the foot, but a big black blob on the bottom of the foot, and it's not that big of a deal because it's kind of covered. You really can't see it, so. Blessed, I guess. Yeah, it's hit or miss, dude, for these Jurassic World toys. I'm so glad that they don't have the license anymore. Who wants to talk about the wonderful action feature?
Oh, it's wonderful.
I'll let you. I'll let you take it over. Go ahead.
Basically, yeah. It's basically the same as a blue that came before it in the Bashers line from 2015. You push down the tail and it just kind of goes. Looks like a bird.
It does. I think it's the sculpt, the head sculpt, maybe.
It looks nice. It looks like it's a nice dinosaur. Like even with the claws, you mentioned how the arms look kind of weird. It kind of looks like it wants to scratch your back. Like it's really eager to do that.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy because the paint colors, it's a pure red, and then the angle I have it right now for the live stream, I got the arms raised up, and then you're kind of like looking down on it, so you can see the horns. It looks like a pure devil, but for some reason it's so cute. Because it looks like
even
a bird.
with the asymmetrical eyes, like it has like the eye on one side is lower than the other.
So,
speaking of the eyes,
yeah, go ahead.
Are the stickers on your eyes for any of your Carnoraptors like peeling off a little bit, or you could see like a red line through them? Because that's another defect with these things, is their eyes are awfully put on. Like
Not yet, but I noticed that I'm trying to get it for the live stream. Let's see if I get really close to the camera and get in focus. One of the eyes is like above the other. It's like a bug eye effect. This eye on his right side is higher than the left side. So when you're looking at it, he looks weird as shit.
It's like Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah. Hey, you guys. Oh, that's not Sloth. That's damn it, I forget his name.
No, it is Sloth. It's not Chunk.
I was thinking Chunk because the dance. But yeah,
that was the Truffle Shuffle.
Yeah, the Truffle Shuffle, dude. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask somebody something about this. Yes, I do, and I remember. I wanted to ask JP Carnoraptor how accurate this is, because Vicky and I played the game, but you are better than the game, or farther along the game than we are, and I don't think I have one hybrid. And so tell us about this being based on the game and if it's accurate or not.
So, truthfully, I haven't played the game in so long because it just got boring and you had to actually pay to do well. My Carnoraptor, I got.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. The Carnoraptor I had was level 20, so it looked nothing like this. As far as accuracy to the level 40, it's pretty close. The head sculpt is lacking just a little bit. It's got more of like a slender raptor head sculpt rather than a more boxy head sculpt that the game version has. But for the most part, the paint job's accurate. And, I mean, as far as the retool goes, they got the figure pretty spot on. Even, like, all the figures that they released that were from the game, they got pretty close.
So what do you think? I'm showing off the side leg. How do you think the detailing is this for this Vicky? Because it looks actually okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, they could have applied a black wash to it, kind of brought out more of that detail. But all in all, it's it's kind of as expected for the hybrid line. Just bright colors, a few accents here and there. But ultimately, all of them could be better. So same kind of deal here, I think.
That's a good interlude for the next section, which I'll ask both of you, because I have the hybrid Dilophosaurus and I have the Pteromimus. How do you guys think this Carnoraptor fits in with the other dino hybrids released?
I think it fits in pretty well. All the different hybrids are different colors. With the Pteromimus, you get like this woody woodpecker sort of coloring to it.
Yeah, you do.
And then you get like the green with the Dilophosaurus, and then the hybrid raptors like green and red like a watermelon. So you get all kinds of crazy stuff. I think it fits in pretty well.
Well, Nick, you got some Chaos Effect stuff?
Absolutely, I have a whole shelf of my stuff.
All right, so I got some Chaos Effect stuff too. How well does this guy fit in with like the Chaos Effect stuff?
I would have to say this guy and majority of the hybrid line really fits in well with Chaos Effect. I mean, when you put this one next to, let's say, the Alpha Velociraptor, the colors are both very bright for both of the figures, so it's cool to see that these two kind of have a similar type of feel to them. The entire hybrids line to me is very 90s feeling, especially when it's next to Chaos Effect. I mean, that stuff had so many vibrant and just really cool color designs, in my opinion. And it's kind of a turnoff for dinosaur collectors, but then again, these are hybrids, so you got to make them interesting. And plus, they're toys, so you got to make them interesting for kids.
Yeah. I don't know, man. People make fun of these Chaos Effect things. They don't like them, but there's a lot of cool stuff here and a lot of great play features for kids. Like, I'm holding up the Tanaconda right now, and obviously it's a repaint, but it's still an awesome toy.
Yeah.
I have the Derek favorite, Ankylorhinodon. It's missing some pieces, but they're all, like, this is probably the craziest paint colors outside of that Omega I have on the floor, and I'll show in a minute. Like, purple, green, black, and orange. And for some reason, it does fit in my opinion, with the Carnoraptor, because they're just so crazy.
Yeah.
And they're not, they're not technically real, but in their own little world, they are. The one I did do I don't know if I can reach it. I'm gonna see. Oh, the Omega. Ugh. I did take the Omega already and look at it compared to the Rampage. And just, I guess, prematurely talking about the Rampage, I don't really think the Omega and the Rampage are the same world, same hybrid world. Maybe because the Omega, the paint colors are so crazy. So maybe in my opinion, and I'll ask your guys, that sometimes maybe Chaos Effect is a little too crazy for these new Dino hybrids, or not? What do you think?
I would have to say
Yeah.
that. Oh, go ahead, Victoria.
No, go ahead. You were first.
I would say that the Rampage Indominus doesn't really fit in with any of the big Kenner T-Rexes or anything in that scale, just because it's got a very weird type of plastic to
It does.
whereas the Kenner dinosaurs were more rubber, and even like the Bad Boy Indominus was a lot more like the animatronic Spinosaurus in the sense that it had some rubber added to it with a bit of hard plastic.
Absolutely.
But those two fit in fine, and the Indominus is accurate. So when you compare that to the Red Rex, it fits in. Whereas when you put the hybrid Rampage Rex next to the Red Rex, it doesn't. The reason why the Omega works is because, one, it's a Kenner sculpt, and two, even though it's got that bright colors, it still has the detail that makes it still feel like a real dinosaur.
Oh, go ahead, Vicky. You're going to say something?
I think you were asking how the Rampage Indominus fits in with the
Right.
Chaos Effect. Is that what it was? Okay.
Or just in general, the other pieces like the Carnoraptor, and overall, how well do you think they are with the Chaos Effect line?
It's probably the more movie accurate looking dinosaur in the line. I mean, it still has like that bone white gray color to it. It still has like the deepened eye socket with the black. But you just have like this pretty outrageous like coloring, the striping and then the fangs on it and the action features and stuff like that. I don't think it fits in quite as well with the Chaos Effect, or rather the hybrids, as some of those other ones fit with each other. But kind of as its own thing. It can kind of go either way. You can have it with your movie figures, because those don't even look that movie accurate, honestly.
Yeah.
Or you can have it, if you wanted to put it with the hybrids, I mean, it has fangs and all that, so it is a little bit different.
That's a perfect question. Vicky, do you have the Bone Breaker Carnotaur? No?
No, I don't. I don't like the way that the jaw opens from the top rather than the bottom. That
Yeah,
just
it looks
doesn't look
weird.
good to me.
All right, so I'll ask JP Carnotaur about the Demon Carnotaur and the Carnoraptor, because I have both right now on screen. I'll let you talk about, do they look cool together, or what do you think?
Well, I have all three, the Bonebreaker, Demon, and the Carnoraptor. And I would have to say that the most realistic out of the three of them would be the Bonebreaker, and I don't think the Carnoraptor really fits in with that one at all. The Bonebreaker has a lot better of a sculpt than the Demon, in my opinion, just because it looks more natural. It doesn't have those buck teeth, and the arms are a little bit shorter, and it's got a lot more scales and scutes, and it's also made out of a harder rubber than just like the soft rubber that the Demon's made out of.
Right.
In terms of Demon and Carnoraptor, I still don't think they really fit together, but more so than the Bonebreaker, definitely, just because of how goofy the Demon Carnotaur looks, compared to the Bonebreaker.
It does look kind of goofy, the head sculpt. It's not so much a realistic dinosaur, more like a cartoony look to it.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't know, what would you describe this Carnoraptor as? A cartoon? I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely out of the Chaos Effect line. I mean, they were made for a cartoon. And so, I mean, the reason why they don't look realistic is for that sole purpose. Whereas, this toy is based off a video game and, other merchandising, and it was never seen in films, so it's obviously not going to look realistic. Then again, most of Hasbro's other figures were supposed to be based off the film counterparts, and they look nothing like them.
Well, I think it looks okay. It's certainly not perfect, but I think Vicky nailed it right in the head. This little Carnoraptor, I can't get it out of my head now. The head, it looks like a bird. It does. I don't know if it fits in very well. But then again, dinosaurs are birds and whatever. So I don't know what else we could talk about the Carnoraptor with before we get into Q&A stuff. Do you guys have anything to say about the little guy? I'm missing.
No, not really. I mean, I think we covered all the major points about it. I mean, it's unique. I mean, it's a Carnotaurus and a Velociraptor. So, I mean, if that's your thing, then I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say that if you're on the fence about getting this or not, and you have the chance to snag it for retail price or maybe somehow get it cheaper, I'd do it just because it's probably the best out of the last wave hybrids. But if you're not a big fan of the Hasbro stuff at all and don't feel like wasting your money, save it, because for $10 you could still buy a Lost World figure. That's pretty common. So if you're more into getting Kenner stuff, definitely pick that over this.
Yeah, I literally just looked it up on Amazon, and it's $9.79. So,
Not bad.
I'll probably end up keeping the guy. I only have like a few. I'm not gonna collect all of them, so I'll keep this guy. Stegoceratops looks cool to me. Dilophosaurus Pteromimus, for some reason I have the Pteromimus, but I'm not gonna completely buy everything like I think I would have. Like the Dilophosaurus Rex, the hybrids armored that Vicky's already reviewed. I don't want to buy those. I don't know. The line's hit or miss, and they did okay. I will give them credit compared to the worst toy line probably ever made last year's 2 years ago now. The original Jurassic World toys. They did at least try with the paint here. The paint looks good, but they're still lazy, so they I don't know, kind of deserve to lose the license.
You know, it's a shame, though, because they lost it, and now we're not going to get that Growler, which,
Yeah,
sure, it wasn't that much of an improvement, and it was probably just a heavy retool, but it was still a lot cooler than what we got here.
but the thing is, like, they could have totally still released what they have left. They just chose
Yeah.
not to because they lost it and they were pissy or something.
Thing is I don't know, or really nobody knows, if it's still going to get released or not, because when we heard about the not the Titan Raptors, the Raptor Growlers that was just shown in concept art, you know, we thought that they were never going to get released. Same with the Dilophosaurus and Ceratosaurus, because we haven't heard anything about that since Wave 2 was dropped.
Right.
And so we were like, well, it doesn't look likely that they're coming out, and it's a shame because they were the cool ones. Now, Hasbro could drop a bomb on us and be like, oh, sweet, you know, we're going to put out the Carnoraptor, the Indominus, and the last wave of Bashers just to get their inventory out of the way. But it doesn't look like it at all.
You know what's really messed up is I really liked that repaint of the Indominus. That was like the level 40, but it was just the regular Bastion Biter. And that sucks really you didn't get that.
Yeah, I really wanted that one too. Like, to me, when I first saw those pictures from Toy Fair last year, I thought that was like the absolute best one. And yeah, the Carnoraptor too. It's a bummer, but it is what it is, I guess.
Well, goodbye, Hasbro. It's been nice. Apparently, people have been asking and stuff, and from what I understand, I think Chris Likes Dino shared the news. January next year, I guess Mattel will start, or at least we'll see some images maybe, of Mattel Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. So that's, I think, the soonest we're going to get it, because that's what the Mattel guys in charge said. So we got to wait till then to get new figures, but until then, save up all your money. We could talk real quickly about eBay prices. Why not just switch into that right now? Because they're getting ridiculous right now for Kenner stuff. It's really discouraging.
Even for the Hasbro stuff, I mean, the Mosasaurs, people are trying to sell them for 150 plus.
That what else? Was it Vicky that you told me, like, go look at the Bad Boy Indominus on eBay right now? They're like $80.
Yeah, the bad girl.
So much money for not that good of a toy, especially that Mosasaur, man. But
even that Pteranodon, you know, the awful one with the helicopter, that one's going for like 50.
No way, $50?
Wow.
Yep.
Good God. That's not.
I feel bad for the poor person that wastes all of their money on this Hasbro stuff.
Honestly, I really want to sell all this Hasbro stuff right now, because I just have a great feeling that Mattel is going to knock it out of the park, and I'm not as much as a completist as it used to be, but man, they're still Jurassic Park toys. That's why people are buying the Pteranodon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though that thing was terrible.
It was awful. It was probably the worst one of all.
I try to call myself a completist. I mean, we have friends that they collect everything, but I still couldn't bring myself to buying it. Did you guys buy that or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I made the mistake.
I sold it.
Oh, good. Maybe you should have kept it in the box. You waited like 6 months or however it took to get to $50.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to go up in value like that. I mean, even the Mosasaurs, I had an extra that I returned to the store. I mean, just, you would have thought they would have gone up in value that much.
I hope people have been asking like about the Mosasaur and Mattel. Hopefully Mattel makes like a big Mosasaur or something. Like Better than we got for the Jurassic World toys, that were just trash.
Yeah, I was talking to Joey about that. I said, wouldn't it be awesome if we got a foot-long rubber mosasaur that comes with a shark that it can eat, and it's kind of like the bull T-Rex where the belly's split open. You could take out a human character.
Right, that'd be cool. Like the V-Rex from Kong, the Bull Rex. Coffee with the Cynic, I think his name is. He says he wouldn't pay 50 cents for that Toronto. Neither would I, dude. That's pretty much.
Joey spent like $2 on it. When we get
did he get that at a flea market?
Yep, flea market, yard sales. Every Saturday he sends us the messages.
I was going to actually have you tell the people what the hell we're talking about. Give them context.
So, I don't know if you guys have seen the old channel, but Joey was one of the members on there. He's Bull T-Rex 98. And we have this messenger group on Facebook, me, Matt, Vicky, and Joey. And every Saturday he goes hunting for Jurassic Park stuff. And it'll be like the middle of the day, and out of the blue you'll get a notification that says, "Oh, wow, $1." And like a picture of like a JP3 hatchling. And you're like, "Oh, good for you." Then it'll be like, "Oh, wow, holy crap, a $4 toy." And here he's got an animatronic Spinosaurus. I'm like,
yeah,
greedy son of a bitch. Then he goes and sells it for like $100 online. I'm like, he gets the luckiest breaks ever. He recently found the Sarah Harding in box, and he got it for $5, and now he put it on eBay for $80.
Oh my god! Wasn't that that animatronic Spinosaurus last weekend?
No, that was around Christmas time. Oh. I tried buying it off him because I don't have one yet, and he was like, "No, I think I'm gonna keep it." So,
yeah.
Oh, okay. You know it's too, but whatever.
You're right. You know what's crazy? I actually saw an animatronic Spinosaurus on eBay, but it was a lot. It was $69.99. It was like a bunch of stuff with the animatronic Spinosaurus. I was like, "Oh, dude, I gotta send this link to Nick because I think it's a buy it now." And I sent it. I saw it, and I saw it was an auction, not a buy it now. I was like, "Oh god!" I think he wanted like at least a couple $100 for it. It's like, yeah, he knows he's what he has on his hands. So
yeah, I mean,
no deal.
eBay is depressing lately. Like you'll go on there and like I've been wanting a TLW Ornithosuchus for a while now. Every time one pops up, I try to put in a best offer. I try bidding. I get outbid every time, or the seller messes with me or whatever because I don't know what they're doing on there. But I don't know how many people really want these things, but every single one is just flying off eBay. I can't find one for my life. Even the guy that all of us know, SGZ Collectibles.
Yeah.
He's probably the biggest collector I know. And every time I ask him, "Hey, you got one?" He's like, "No, man, I just ran out," or "I don't have one available. I'll try finding one for you." It's like, who wants these things other than me? That's the question. And like before, you used to be able to get them for $30 complete, and now they're completely obsolete.
Yeah, I've noticed that trend before the movie. I don't know if you guys were shopping for Jurassic before Jurassic World. Probably about 2014, 2015, like everything doubled in price on eBay. It's crazy. I think you could probably get like a Dilophosaurus new on card Series 1 Jurassic Park for no more than $30. Now you can't get one for at least $30.
Less. Like I remember, I think this was 2012. I ordered on eBay. It was a carded Velociraptor Series 1. And I think I paid maybe like $10 for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I wish I would have gotten this way sooner and gotten like mint on card everything. I'm just looked at the prices being jacked up. So, but talking about the animatronic Spinosaurus, Mattel just really needs to remake one of these guys because it has its flaws and it's going for way too much money for what it's worth. Really, it's a cool toy, but it's not worth like $300.
Right. Yeah, all these toys are super expensive. Like I got the command compound, as you guys know, last summer, and it was like $300 to get a boxed one. I was like, okay, well that's the cheapest one I'm gonna find. And I bought it and I opened it, of course.
It's very cool. It's $300 like but you're a collector, you really value this stuff, and what's it to you? And you open it up and it makes it even more special to yourself. So what's money? What's money, I guess. We make it, we spend it, and that's the world.
It's the truth.
You gotta remember, make it count what you spend it on.
Totally.
I don't know if there's anything in the chat questions that I missed the complete chat this whole time because I've been concentrated on the Carnoraptor stuff. But a figment of your imagination says the artwork on the box for the Carnoraptor has more love than the actual toy. I think I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, as I've said this tons of times, at least for the Star Wars stuff, the Star Wars packaging's incredible. We're all Star Wars collectors here too on this live stream, so we all collect and know what I'm talking about. That it looks really good compared to the kind of more of a lazy approach with the Jurassic World things. At least the vehicles for Star Wars look awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the packaging art, especially for the vehicles, is the key selling point. I mean, if I can't physically see the figure outside of the box, that's the thing that is really going to strike that kid's eye is when they're walking down the aisle and they see, an awesome shot of the Slave One flying through an asteroid field, or the AT-ST Walker going along the beach of Scarif with, X-Wings and U-Wings flying around it. That's the cool thing. That's what Hasbro should have done for Jurassic World, and maybe added a little bit more detail to their figures too.
Sigh.
Sigh of depression back there.
I guess Warriors Pelt 202 wants me to respond to him. Hey, what's up, Warriors Pelt 202? And Walrus says, "Hey, you guys." I'm so late and behind on this. I don't know if there's any questions for anybody that we need to answer through this. Maybe people are going to start asking them when I say, "Hey, I don't know if there's any questions." Kenner, oh my God, Figment Your Imagination said another awesome thing. Kenner ends with hybrids. Hasbro ends with hybrids. That's some deep shit.
Didn't Kenner produce the JP Dinosaurs line, though, before they finished it?
Ooh, that's a good question. Something? I think they did, yeah. Well, or maybe Hasbro just re-released those molds. But yeah, you're right. You're right. That was like 2000.
Yeah, it was like 1999 they released some
Yeah,
of it.
1999, yeah. Because I remember...
I think it says Hasbro on the box, though.
It might be that then. Because I have
it says it on the Lost World, too.
I have the Young Rex down there. I use him in the comparisons rather than the Series 1 because the rubber, that one's made of a plastic, which kind of sucks. I could totally see Hasbro taking over and saying, nah, rubber's too expensive, give it a plastic remake, use the same sculpt. Okay, Lime Green says that the Carnoraptor is his favorite hybrid toy. I guess, what are our favorite Jurassic World Dino hybrid figure? So I'll answer mine, I guess, at the end because I really don't know. I'll let you two go.
I guess I'll go first. I like the Stegoceratops. I really like the blue paint scheme on it.
Yeah.
I liked the Stegoceratops when it came out a couple years ago. Initially, there were two versions of it, the green one and the brown one, and I preferred the brown one. But then when this one came out, I was like, okay, well, if you're going to make a Stegoceratops, you may as well go all out and give it a bright blue candy-colored paint scheme. And that's exactly what they did. I mean, this thing looks like ice cream. It looks like you could eat it. So, I mean, the sculpt is pretty cool.
Yeah,
too.
actually,
I mean,
the sculpt is amazing.
And all.
I like it better than the other one because besides the horns pointing down, which I think is stupid, but I think this looks better than the first one, so that's a really good choice. I mean, it does look like ice cream now I think about it. Every time you say something, I'm like, yeah, she's right. I'm gonna guess yours is the Carnoraptor, yes, JP Carnoraptor?
I'm thinking about it right now, and to be honest with you, I think they're all awful. It's the truth. I mean, let's think about the Hybrid FX Rampage Rex. It's completely a waste of money. The Owen figure had defects upon defects upon defects.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the Growlers were repaints, and then the Bashers were just retools. But if I had to pick one, I want to say the Dilophosaurus, just because it's got a very novel-like feel to it, because the Dilos in the film, or in the novel rather, were kind of those colors, and I think they did a really good job with the paint job on the new Dilophosaurus. The first one was very dull and bland, had a more natural feel to it, but this one was kind of what you would expect to see a venomous animal look like. So I like that one the best.
Yeah, that's a good choice too, because especially that last sentence you said, it really does look like a venomous animal, especially with that orange that they added. It's almost like a poison dart frog or something.
Yeah.
So I think that's possibly also what they went for. And I really like the back striping, the little texture they went with. So yeah, it's one of those things where you see it online, at least for me. And that's also for the original Jurassic World toys too. Online it looks like crap. And then you go to the store and like, damn, that looks good. I gotta get it. And that's how it was for me with this Dilophosaurus and the Pteromimus. What the frick is this Pteromimus? We still don't know. Do we still know what this thing is made of?
So,
Nope.
basically, whatever Hasbro tells you is contradicting to the app. The Pteromimus is really the level 40 Pteranodon in the game. But I think they were supposed to make this one the Suchoopteryx or something, which was like a Hatzegopterus, which is a pterosaur, and a Suchomimus. So if you just want to say those two species plus a Pteranodon, I guess that's what you could say that one is.
I don't know how I feel about this. But what you said about was so true about Hasbro. And they, whatever they say is pretty much the opposite of what it is. Because at Toy Fair 2015, when that one, do you remember watching all the videos? They had that bald guy with the glasses. He's like, this is the Jurassic World. You know, he did a video for somebody.
Yeah,
and,
the Mosasaurus.
And he showed up. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he's like,
oh
yeah, we got the
God.
Mosasaurus here, this giant fish-like thing.
That's amazing.
Something like that.
He had like the original green Stegoceratops, and he said, "Oh, Universal came to us and asked us." I remember this specifically from the video. Universal came to us and said to us, "Hey, would you like to create a dinosaur?" So we created the Stegoceratops. Even though this thing, I guess knowing or unknowingly to them, was actually in the movie or the original script, but was cut because, I guess Trevorrow's kid said that like, "Oh, Leia can't be a Jedi. Only Luke can be a Jedi. So there can only be one Jedi. So there can only be one Dino hybrid." And Trevorrow cut it from the film because I guess when Claire and Owen are trekking through the jungle and that deleted poop scene and all that, I guess around the deleted poop scene they're supposed to see a Stegoceratops, but it was cut.
Hasbro definitely knew about it, and the reason is because if you look at the picture with Spielberg and Trevorrow, they're standing next to a concept art picture of it, and it's the exact same coloration as the toy.
They knew known, for sure.
I was gonna say something, but I probably shouldn't. It's about that scene.
I missed it. What'd you say?
I said I was gonna say something about that scene, but I'll save it for later.
What, the poop scene?
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it right now.
Nah, I'll tell y'all later.
All right. I'm trying to catch up with all the chat people.
There's a question on there I thought was a pretty good one.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, it's hard to scroll through this stuff.
Somebody asked, though, they said they wanted to get into collecting Jurassic Park toys, but they didn't know where to start. And I think that's a really good question because, like with anything you're going to collect with toys, like Star Wars, Jurassic, whatever, there's just so many options out there. There's so many toys that have been produced over the last couple decades. And, I would just say collect what you like, whatever you're most drawn to. If collecting things that are in the boxes is your kind of thing, then, do that. If you kind of just want to have a more generalized collection, a little bit of the best of everything, you don't mind saving some money by buying some loose stuff, then, you could definitely do that. And, like if you like, let's say, a certain kind of dinosaur, you might want to collect all the T-Rexes from all the different Jurassic Park lines, or the Raptors. Just kind of pick something you like and just kind of go with that. I mean, I know that probably none of us have a complete collection of all the Jurassic Park stuff. I certainly don't.
No, I don't.
Not yet.
Yeah. So,
we know one person that does, though.
Oh yeah.
Probably he's got like 2 times over.
He might have a lot.
Or more.
Yeah, more.
Yeah, last time I talked to him, he said, "Oh yeah, I got one of every figure mint in box and loose, plus extras."
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Derek.
That was a great question. I pretty much agree with everything you said, and I think if you're starting out and you have one favorite dinosaur, which I think everybody does, mine it will be probably the T-Rex, but now it's the Indominus. But say it was the T-Rex before Jurassic World came out. Go and try to get that T-Rex that you want. If it's big or small, if it's a lot of money, save up for it. If not, obviously we know in the future that Mattel's going to make stuff. And probably will make a really cool Red Rex remake or something. But I would say go for that favorite first, and it'll give you a lot of joy to continue to do it more.
Totally.
Yeah, when I first got back into collecting 4 years ago, I had a very minimal collection from my childhood. I had a TLW Stegosaurus, an Ellie Sattler figure, and a Roland Tembo figure left over. And when I first started, I went big. I started out with the Allosaurus medical set, the Bonebreaker Carno. I bought a couple lots with a whole bunch of human figures, stuff like that. My best advice for anybody starting out is not to do that, because if you're just getting into Jurassic Park or you're not sure if you really want to get it or not, try the cheaper stuff first or go for lots, because lots can save you a lot of time looking for stuff and a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
true.
money depending on what you're doing. And I mean, if you start out with the TLW line, I think that's the best way to go, because there's a lot of common stuff from that line. Check out the human figures, check out the dinosaurs like the Trike or the Cyclops Raptor, stuff like that. They aren't that great by far, but it's better than starting out spending $200 now on a Bull T-Rex rather than spending $50 to get the entire TLW Series 1 human line, minus Peter Ludlow and Sarah Harding, because they go for ridiculous prices now. But other than that, I mean, you can start off your collection very cheap. It probably costs you, like I said, $50 just to get a couple human figures and dinosaurs. That is if you got them loose.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Good advice.
Check out a comment we got from Nano Jurassic.
I was actually going to ask first. Jurassic Man says, "Bring back your channel, JP Carnotaur." So let's talk why the Raptor Squad hasn't done anything lately. I'll let you take it away.
All right. So to put it to you guys simply, by the end of 2015, there were a few conflicts arising. And on top of that, there was also not really much left to do with the channel. A lot of members quit, and we were kind of on the verge of whether do we keep it or do we just scrap it, because nobody wanted to see the toy reviews. We're getting tons of dislikes, tons of negative comments saying they want speculation. We tried bringing that back. People didn't like it. So it just was taking way too much time up. And on top of that, it wasn't fun anymore. It brought the fun out of collecting. So I started another channel, which isn't active at the moment. There are a couple videos on it and might bring it back. It's called Jurassic Wars Reviews. It was supposed to be a Jurassic Park, Star Wars, and other merchandise type of stuff channel. But yeah, the only people left were me and Joey at that time. Axel got very busy, and some other members. Let's just say it didn't go well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll come back and do some reviews for Jurassic World too.
Speaking of reviews for Jurassic Park toys, Jurassic Man, same guy, asked Victoria if she's going to do more Jurassic Park toy reviews.
Yeah, definitely want to do some. Right now, I'm kind of focused on some different Star Wars stuff, but yeah, I know I have the Command Compound, which I unboxed last summer, and I've been meaning to do a review for it, for the actual product, and I assembled it and everything. So I definitely want to do that in the near future. And I have some other miscellaneous things like the Bush Devil Tracker,
right,
and more dinosaurs that I'd like to, open up and get reviewed. Yeah.
Okay, so Angelo Gomez is asking me, but I'll ask all of us. Our favorite JW toy, but he already knew that I like the Bad Boy Indominus, so he's asking what else do I like. I'm going to say probably Growler Blue. So what are your favorite JW toys, guys?
Victoria,
I like the Ceratosaurus quite a bit.
That's a good choice.
I think the Ceratosaurus is pretty solid. The coloring, very much like Jurassic Park 3 when it made that brief appearance. The Dilophosaurus is pretty fun, even though it has those saloon door frills on its neck. It's still pretty cool. Like, especially the hybrid one. I like how it has that translucent venom that shoots out. I like things like that are clear.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah, it's got that. That's actually kind of cool.
And I would also say the Growler's Echo for some reason. I know the coloring isn't very film accurate, but I kind of like that too.
Yeah.
I have to say my favorites are the only three I have out on display. The rest are packed away, which is the Bad Boy. I think it's the most accurate, and for what we got from Hasbro, I think it's the best figure you can get with your money. Other than that, I would say the Growler Ceratosaurus, just because it's, like Victoria said, movie accurate to the JP3 version. And even though it's got those Rex roars, it's still a pretty cool figure and a decent sculpt for what it is. And then I'd say the Mosasaur, just because it's the first aquatic creature other than the Plesiosaurus diecast we got in the toy line.
Those are good choices, even though, yeah, we should have some more aquatic dinosaurs available. They should really, that's what Mattel should also do. I guess I didn't say that in my wish list video. Mattel should really expand upon the universe of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, like Kenner did with the
Right.
Yesamasuchus, the Scootosaur, like things nobody would know about.
Hell, even the
that's
Utah
what they need to
Raptor.
bring back. Yeah,
The demon that like that's why a lot of people like Series 2. Like
the awesome thing about the Utah Raptor is they discovered it just 2 years before the movie came out. So I mean, the fact that they put that brand new dinosaur in a toy line, I mean, that's Kenner right there.
Absolutely the best.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Master Builder 164, a regular here in the Jurassic Park community, asked what amazing question. What is the stupidest price you saw a Kenner Dino toy go for on eBay? I think we all have the same answer, don't we?
Why don't you go first and we'll find out.
Me? I'll let Vicky go first.
A few months ago, I was looking at the mobile command centers, and I saw one that ended at $800.
Oh, the Chaos Effect or the Lost? You said Chaos Effect or Lost World?
The Lost World version.
Yeah, that's too much. I was thinking of Ajay and the Packy Night Hunter for 12.3 or 12.8 grand. Was it?
Yeah, but then again, that one was
that.
a prototype in box. I mean, that's something
Yeah.
that's from something that survived from 1998, 99. So I mean, the fact that that was out there after all this time, if you're a diehard collector, I mean, that's not as bad compared to some other stuff on eBay right now.
Yeah, it's true.
But
I never really thought probably anything that the animatronic Spinosaurus sells for like $400. That's $500. That's $600. That's too much money for me. So maybe the real toys that are prototypes, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I remember last year, I think me and you were talking about this. There was a guy on eBay that was selling the Chaos Thrasher and Omega Rex for like $2,500 in box, which that's ridiculous.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
The toys are rare, don't get me wrong, and they were in pristine condition. But that's way over the value that they're worth. And I honestly think out of all the stupid stuff I've seen on eBay that goes for high prices, there's this Jurassic Park picture frame from Universal on there right now, and it's no joke at $49,000. Oh, wait a minute. I got one more real fast, and this one involves Matt. So I'm going to tell a story here.
Okay.
So 2015 rolls around, and the Jurassic World toys are just coming out. And I had recently found my Indominus. But
I know where this is going.
Yeah, you know where this is going.
Yes, tell the story. Nobody knows about this.
Yeah, you complain about scalpers all the time. Well, listen to this. So I go on eBay, just casually looking and to see what the Indominus was going for now, and I scroll upon this idiot that listed this Indominus loose out of the box, and the guy wanted $1,000. So I send Joey a message. I'm like, look at this guy, like. $1,000 for a toy that's out now, he's never going to get it. Well, come to find out months later, after meeting Matt and talking to him, I was like, hey, a while ago I saw this guy on eBay post an Indominus for $1,000. He's like, oh, crap, I think that was me.
Yeah, dude, that was me. I didn't know I could take it back to Target. I ended up taking it back to Target, but before I knew that, I put it on eBay, and Victoria sells on eBay too, and she knows all the horror stories on eBay. And if you end up putting something on as a listing and you take it off early, you're only allowed to do that one time or so a year. There's a rule before you get fined from eBay. So instead of, I guess I'm telling a tip here to the world, instead of deleting it and paying the fine, I just raise the price up to a price nobody would want to pay for it and let it just die out and then delete it when it's ended. That's what I do. And I guess some people saw it, and small world after all. You messaged me 6 months later. You're like, some idiot had it for $3,000. I was like, oh, that was me, I think. There's a really good question here that has nothing to do with Jurassic Park but Star Wars. And since we all collect Star Wars, I thought I'd ask it. What do we think of the Rogue One figures, the 3 3/4 inch ones?
Garbage.
Yeah.
Mostly. I mean, the sculpts are good. I'm just not a huge 5-point of articulation fan. I mean, I've been collecting Star Wars longer than, well, that's not true. Jurassic Park was the first thing I bought when I was a kid. But after that, it would have been Star Wars, and that's the most continuous thing I've been collecting, and that's been going on for well over 2 decades. And I was actively collecting very hardcore when we had some very awesome toys back in the later 2000s, like from the Legacy Collection, 30th Anniversary Collection, Vintage Collection. That was just like Hasbro at the top of their game. Best figures, high articulation, high detail, awesome vehicles, tons of vehicles. And I'm just not a huge 5POA person. I mean, I like the 6-inch because they're articulated and stuff, and I buy the Black Series 3 3/4 inch. But the 5POA stuff, I'm just not a huge fan of that. I mean, I'll buy a few here and there, but I mean, it's mostly if it's a character that I can't get any other ways. I don't really have a choice. But yeah, I mean, Hasbro by and large, it's not just Jurassic. I mean, they're kind of slacking in a lot of areas.
Yeah. Although I did just do a vlog for the Guardian stuff, but I saw, if you guys seen them at Walmart, obviously it's nothing to do with Jurassic, but I saw the Beauty and the Beast dolls. The packaging looked really good, so I had to include that in my my vlog. So Hasbro, it depends on what it is that they actually give a shit about it. Obviously not for Jurassic, but yeah, like you said, they're downhill with the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, totally. It's very, very disappointing. I mean, a lot of people are upset. I mean, you go on Jedi Temple Archives and you see what people are saying. Oh, another figure with 5 points of articulation. It's just kind of one of those things. If you've been in it for the long game, you've been collecting a long time. It's pretty disappointing to see. But if you're just getting into it, then maybe you're okay with it.
Dictator Trump asks a very easy question: would we buy a JP Classics line with redos of classic toys and characters?
Absolutely.
Why would you say absolutely, though?
Because if they're going to redo anything from a previous line, whether it's using a Kenner sculpt or their own, I don't care if it's good or not. If they got a figure that says Alan Grant that looks like Alan Grant from Jurassic Park, I'm going to pick it up just because I'm that type of collector. I didn't think that the Owen Grady figure looked great, but I bought 2 anyway just because, that's the kind of collector I am.
Now, you've seen the Kong Skull Island toys in person, and I've seen the photos of them. And the little Tom 4-inch Hiddleston, I think it's Hiddleston character, looks just like him. The little Sam Jackson figure, the head sculpt looks just like him. So, a classic Jurassic. Can you imagine the Ian Malcolm kind of looks like Ian Malcolm, but the Alan Grant doesn't look too much like Sam Neill. Just a little Sam Neill. I wouldn't be like a Derek. I wouldn't buy 100, but I would buy like at least 2. I'd buy at least 2. Absolutely, yeah. I would want Jurassic Park classic stuff. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, totally. I mean, if they were able to, let's say that the quality was like what Hasbro was doing back in a decade ago. If they were able to do a classic Jurassic line like that, 3 3/4 inch scale with all the vehicles and playsets and everything, I mean, it'd be the greatest thing ever.
Go ahead.
I found the question from Venom Bane, who asks, if I have I have a question for all of you guys. Which Dino toy did you think was the absolutely terrible from JP3 to JW?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Is it? I don't know. Well.
Yeah, it's the Pteranodon from JW.
Ah, yeah, you're right. I was thinking of strictly JP3. I'm trying to think one from JP3 though, but I agree with that. Pteranodon's garbage. Maybe I don't know. I really thought the Dilophosaurus looked great until I really looked back at it like a year later. I was like, oh yeah, this does suck. And of course, the whole Attack stuff is all out of scale and sucks anyway.
Yeah.
What was yours, Vicky?
Probably the Pteranodon.
Yeah, same. We're all smart people.
Yeah. I hate the scale thing. I mean, Kenner had it right when they gave you everything that was, fairly movie accurate scale. It's like all this stuff, you can't really play with it the same way because everything's all weird.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll ask the Locust Drone 25 question, who's also a Jurassic Park community YouTube regular. If we can get any unreleased Jurassic Park sculpt from any line, what would we want?
Ooh, I know that one.
I guess what you want is the Trike? Or no?
No, you'd be wrong.
Well, okay, the Ultima.
Nope.
Okay, what is it? Damn it.
I would have to say the 2013 Carnotaurus with all the articulation.
Damn it, I forgot about those. Yeah.
I mean, of course, I'd love the Ultimasaur or the Euoplocephalus or any of the Chaos Effect stuff, but that Carnotaurus, God, it would have been awesome. If we got that instead of the Allosaurus or Pachyrhinosaurus, I would have been so happy.
What was yours be, Vicky?
I was going to say that Lost World Triceratops, but now that he mentions the Carnotaurus, well, there was also the Stegosaurus, and both of those were sculpted by Sarah Richard, who was a paleo artist, and that is absolutely what I would like to see, because Stegosaurus is my favorite dinosaur, and I'd absolutely love to have seen that release at some point.
Yeah, that's nuts. The two unreleased, Carnotaurus and then the Stegosaurus, both are your favorites each.
Yeah.
I want to say Big Trike because it was in the movie and not the Ultimasaur, because Ultimasaur obviously was in the movie, but for some reason, I don't know, I like Predators, and I'm gonna say the Ultimasaurus. I don't know why. The Holy Grail, as our one friend says.
Yeah, he would break his arm just for that toy.
No, that's Joey. He said, what did he do? He would break his leg?
Well, Joey calls it a Holy Grail. Yeah. He says, oh, yeah, if somebody said, oh, yeah, can I break every bone in your body for the Ultimasaur? I'd do it because, bones heal.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I've broken many bones. No toy is worth that.
Yeah.
I think I'm caught up with the chat, or am I not? I think it froze. Yeah, it did freeze. Oh, there we go. You guys can find something. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, what really bothers me about the TLW trike is the reason they practically said they'd stop making it was because the horns were too sharp and a kid could poke his eye out. But when you look at the Thrasher T-Rex's action feature, right, and you got to press your finger down on its tongue so it clamps the jaws down, those teeth are sharp.
Yes, they are.
They're not just like little granny teeth like the stuff today. Like those teeth, you put enough pressure and that's going to leave a mark on a kid's finger. So I don't know why they approved that, but not the Triceratops.
And it's weird because they already made it that's why I wanted to choose Ultimasaurus as well over the Lost World Trike, because the Series 1 Triceratops is amazing, and that's got sharp horns, so I don't know what the hell that was about.
Yeah, it's a shame.
What's sharp also is the young T-Rex. Like, it has kind of like sharp teeth also.
Yeah, and the claws itself too.
Right.
Those are pretty sharp claws. Alright, I'm trying to find something else. Do we think SH Monster Art should make JP figures? Well, considering the one that collects SH figure arts is here, I'll let her answer.
I think that would be cool. The thing about the Monster Arts is they're only like 6-inch scale, I think. I remember when I was at Comic-Con last year, they had like the Godzilla and they had the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and they were just 6-inch scale. So, I mean, I'm sure they could do a very detailed looking T-Rex or Indominus or what have you, but they would be kind of small. So that's not something I'd necessarily be crazy about, but I'm sure it would be a very detailed thing if they did do them.
Yeah, I if I was still in the 6-inch game, I would love to get figure arts, but I totally agree with you because unless they're talking about figure arts rather than monster arts, like they're pretty much be the size of a Acro, whatever the hell the hybrid is. I'm gonna get shit for it in the chat box from Chaos Effect. It would be like very small, and it'd be cool for a desk piece, maybe at work. But if you're collecting it, it's might as well be a React Attack.
Yeah, I mean they're cool. Like I said, the Godzilla when I saw it, but I mean it's just a tiny little thing. It's like, would I want a 6-inch T-Rex? Probably not.
Let me ask you guys this question.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is off of SH, but with all the stuff that Chronicle is releasing, you guys like their products? Think they're worth it? I mean, personally, I don't think they're worth the money that they're charging for some of this stuff.
It all depends on if you got money, they're worth it. If you don't have money, maybe not. It all depends on what you value. Like we said before, like collecting toys, like go for your favorites. Like maybe one day I like to own that Breakout Rex, but
that's probably the best one.
It looks great. A lot of people were complaining about the head bust from the Bull Rex, and they repainted it. and they're going to be re-releasing it as the female from Jurassic Park, and it looks really good. So I don't know why people are complaining about it, the sculpt wise.
I really see them complaining about the raptor hatchlings from the Crash artwork, and I can kind of see why. They don't look that great in my opinion. Not to bash Chronicle, but for all the money that they're putting out there or that they're asking for this stuff, I don't think it's worth it at all.
Well, they have a from what I understand, I think it was a Comic-Con interview. Their contract with Universal is that they can't charge less than $200. It has to be $200 and more. So they can't go lower with their prices. And them also not being like a big, I understand business-wise, them not being like as big as Sideshow collectibles. Like Sideshow can make like that T-Rex statue that they have. I think Corey Baker's got it. That was a really cool display that he has in his living room or something.
Yeah, it is.
They can make that T-Rex and mass produce it for a low price, but Chronicle can't because Chronicle isn't as big as Sideshow, so it costs them more for manufacturing and stuff. So they need to probably charge more to actually make almost the same amount of profit as if Sideshow made the statue. So
it's true. Oh, I have a real fast. I know I keep asking these questions. I found another good one right here.
Go ahead.
Which is by Jurassic Dino, who I think I remember from the Raptor Squad channel. He used to comment sometimes.
Yes.
Says, have any one of you seen a prototype Demon Carno?
I don't think
now, I've never seen one in person, but I will say that I know a guy that actually owns, and it's, I can't name him, but this guy owns the Demon Carnotaurus on the back of the Series 2 packaging.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so he's the hookup, so maybe one day I'll get to meet him and actually see that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Vicky, have you seen any cool things or no?
Any cool things?
I don't know. I'm trying to read the chat. Go ahead.
Like prototype stuff? No, not outside of what I know we've all seen. I haven't seen anything beyond that.
I think Marinated Police, but I almost mess up his name every time. He was here in a couple live streams. Banana asked, do you think toys Jurassic Star Wars have gotten better or worse in general? And they've gotten pretty much worse. We kind of answered that with the Star Wars rant because it's true and sad. Then again, that's not necessarily true. I think they've gotten worse for Hasbro. But for like wrestling figures, they've gotten better with Mattel. The Power Ranger figures are cool. It all depends on who makes them.
Oh, those are by Bandai.
Bandai Japanese. So it all depends on who makes the figures themselves. It's all a crapshoot, to be honest with you. We got to be really lucky as collectors nowadays to have people on the team that make the toys that care.
Right.
Because someone actually just said, who was it? I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to find you. Someone said, bam, Cole Balta, that's a cool name, says Marvel cares about their legends. Yes, they do.
I see this one comment by Coffee with the Cynic that says, I almost knocked myself out with a big Pachycephalosaurus ramming figure from TLW.
Oh,
that
dude,
packs a punch.
You gotta tell him your story if he doesn't know.
Well, if you guys have ever seen Matt's Wasted seal of approval videos, you'll know at the end there is a ram head packy that has its head getting shot off. And that's actually my video that I sent him because in 2015, right before, actually the day we filmed the We Hate You Hasbro podcast, I managed to go to a collectible store down the shore and found a couple counter pieces. That was one of the only ones I didn't have there. So I was like, oh, sweet, let me pick up this big packy. And maybe 2-3 days after, I'm playing with the action feature because it's just, I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. And all of a sudden, the head just shoots out. I'm like, what the hell just happened? I just wasted $25 on this thing. And, yeah. So, there goes $25 down the drain.
Yeah, that's hilarious. When you sent that video, I was like, can I use this? You're like, yeah. Actually, right above that guy, Coffee with the Cynic, really great question by Anthony. He says, "What's our favorite JP vehicle?" I'm guessing he's asking for the movie rather than the toy. But so I guess we'll answer movie.
Why don't we answer both?
Okay, I'll let you guys go first.
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dead silence.
Yeah.
Well, from the movie, I think this is a tough one because there's so many of them.
Yeah, that's true.
If I had to pick just one, though, I guess the Jungle Explorer would probably be my choice. I mean, it's just so iconic, and just looking at it, it just looks so cool. I mean, there's several other ones in there, obviously, not just Jurassic Park, but Lost World. There's some really cool vehicles too. But I guess I would pick that one in terms of the movie. In terms of toys, the only one that I have is the Bush Devil Tracker, and I like it quite a bit, even though it's not completely faithful to the film. It does have some pretty cool play features, and it's fun to be able to put your Kenner figures inside a vehicle, have them drive around and stuff. But from what I've seen, like in photos and stuff, let's see here. There's the Lost World one, the Humvee. That one looks really awesome. Looks like it's got a lot of play features to it.
Really cool.
And it's very versatile. So I mean, that's definitely one of my like holy grails, as they say. That's definitely one I want to get sometime.
I would have to say my favorite from the film. It's a tie between the Jeeps and the Ford Explorer. They're just such iconic vehicles. I mean, when you saw the Jeep in Jurassic World, I mean, it brought back that sense of nostalgia from the first film. But in terms of the toy line, I would definitely say the Jungle Explorer, just because, if you're a kid and you have that and your Red Rex and some human figures, I mean, that's the toy you could reenact the big main road attack scene with. And, it's such a cool vehicle. It's somewhat accurate. It's not 100% there, but there's a lot of stuff you could do with it, and they added some extra play features to it. So I think it's a pretty cool vehicle.
Yeah, I'm gonna say from the film, I want to say Lost World trailer, and then toy.
I forgot about that one.
I think honestly, like Vicky said it, there's so many awesome vehicles, like the Mercedes from the Lost World, like pretty much the new Explorer. But I want to say that my favorite toy is probably the Jurassic Park Explorer. So many times as a kid, taking the young Rex and the Explorer and reenacting that breakout scene. Oh man, I don't know how the hell that toy is still like working condition after how many times I played with that. I'm gonna say the Explorer though, but the Jeep is awesome. Almost all the vehicles from Jurassic Park and the franchise is pretty sweet. And of course, there are pretty much none in Jurassic Park 3. That's probably why Jurassic Park 3 sucked.
Yeah.
Like seriously though, there was like no vehicles in that film, and then there's like only one toy, that tracker, the net trapper thing. I was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I bought it, but it's still stupid.
In the film, we got an airplane that gets destroyed.
Yep.
A bunch of rusted trucks and Alan Grant's shitty little car.
Riverboat. What about the riverboat?
The riverboat.
They would have been smart and just given us a riverboat and pretended. Then again, they probably didn't want kids taking their animatronic Spinosaurus in the tub and killing themselves. But
how would they kill themselves?
It's electronic.
Yeah, it's a battery powered thing. It's not going to shock them.
Who knows? I don't know anything about electricity. I'm not an electrician. I just use these toys and talk about them on YouTube. We'll take a couple more questions. I guess Shell, another regular, asks, "What's our favorite Jurassic Park moment from the whole franchise?"
I don't know, Victoria, why don't you go first?
From the entire franchise, just one moment.
All four movies.
Oh, all four. Okay. From the original film, I don't think anything beats the T-Rex breakout. Like for me, I remember seeing that in the theater when I was a kid, and I was blown away. Like as soon as it smashes its head into the glass of the Explorer, it just kind of like it really scared me at the time. Yeah, that was just like, to me, that sticks out. From the Lost World, that's a tough one. I kind of like when they're just kind of like going through like the jungle and well, you know what, I was kind of actually thinking I was gonna say when they push the T-Rexes push the mobile command center off the cliff. That's a pretty good one. But I kind of also like when they're just kind of going around the jungle and talking and stuff's going on. I like seeing that dialogue and that back and forth. Jurassic Park 3. I like the stuff with the raptors. I think that those are the most realistic looking raptors from any of the films. So I like seeing anything with that. And then Jurassic World, I like the Apatosaurus scene a lot. And I also have like a special like connection now that I've been to most of these movie locations where they film these things. Anytime I see these in these movies now, when I rewatch them, I kind of like, have an extra like sense of, oh, I like that a lot.
All right. Well, from Jurassic Park, since they said I can't pick the breakout scene, I'm gonna say
Just
it's
say
a tie.
it. That's mine. I'm gonna say it. I don't care about
Well,
the rules.
I'm gonna say it's a tie between the Rex Jeep chase and the Dilophosaurus scene because I love the Dilophosaurus. I think that was such a brilliant concept that they added the frills and the poison spitting feature to it. From the Lost World, I'm gonna go with the trailer scene. That being my favorite movie, I mean that's probably the best scene. It was so suspenseful, and I remember the first time I saw it, and I just saw Eddie get ripped to shreds, and the look on my face must have been priceless because I was like mortified by that scene. I'm like, that poor man.
I know, right?
And yeah, from JP3, I'm gonna have to go with the river attack by the Spinosaurus. I think that the CGI and practical effects balance between the two there was really great. I mean, they had the animatronic diving underwater, so I mean, I think that was a really awesome scene. And I love when they get the fire and it just makes the Spinosaurus retreat. But the detail on that Spinosaurus in that scene was really awesome. And then for Jurassic World, no doubt about it, it's definitely the final battle scene.
All right. I will play by the rules. Why not? I'm gonna say oddball stuff. I'm gonna say like outside the shed with Ellie and Muldoon, like before Muldoon gets killed, and then the whole sequence, and then when she's running, and then she goes inside, and then she comes out after she's being attacked, and she slams the gate. She's like, and, Lost World. I'm gonna say the long grass with the Raptors. Jurassic Park 3. That's tough. What's good from that movie? I'm gonna say the Spinosaurus chases the guys to the aviary entrance. I really like that area of Nublar. It's all like open, grassy and stuff. So I don't know why it tickled my imagination.
That's Sorna.
Yeah, or my bad, Sorna. I was thinking of Nublar because I already was thinking of my next one for Jurassic World. I want to say that thing's made by Hasbro. I want to say that thing's part raptor. When they had the little heel turn for the Indominus Rex, and we find out that the rumors are true. If we couldn't stay away from the Jurassic Park community and saw the spoiler shit, that the Indominus Rex is indeed a raptor. So that was a really cool moment. All right, I guess this will be possibly our last question, unless someone else found a good question too that they want to answer, you guys. Our favorite character from the Jurassic Park movies. Well, I'm gonna say Lost World Malcolm. That's mine. I love Lost World Malcolm. He knows everybody's crazy. Nobody wants to listen to him. It was like in the first film, but this one he's more like badass. I don't know. It was a more adventurous film too. A lot of people shit on Lost World, but I love it. So I'm gonna say Lost World Ian Malcolm.
I'm gonna pick one from every film just because I can't just narrow it down.
That's
to
fine.
One, so
that's fine.
For JP, it'd be Muldoon. I love the badassness to his character. Lost World, like you said, it'd probably be Malcolm. Though I also did like Nick Van Owen. I thought he was awesome too. JP3, I'd say Billy Brennan, just because he was a different type of character. I think in the JP storyline. He wasn't a villain. He wasn't necessarily a good guy either, though. But yeah, I liked his character. I wish they would have did more with it. And then from JW, probably Owen, because I did not like a lot of the characters in that one.
Yeah.
I would say I like Dr. Malcolm quite a bit, both in Jurassic Park and in Lost World, and hope to see him again sometime.
Right. Okay. Is there a question in the chat you want to answer before we sign out? You guys or no?
No, I think I'm good on my end.
Yeah, same.
All right, guys. We'll do the outro. Thank you very much. We have JP Carnorator, if you didn't already know. His channel, Jurassic Wars reviews, right? Because the Raptor Squad is on hiatus for now. So you can go check out his channel, Jurassic War Reviews. And once this live stream ends, I'll provide a link in the description, as well as a link in the description to Victoria's Cantina, Victoria, and JP Carnorator. Thank you for joining me for this Carnoraptor review live.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me.
for having us. It was fun.
Yeah, maybe we'll do this again. Who knows? I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe we can do the Dilophosaurus if this video is successful with the views. But
We should
we'll
do
go
the
ahead.
3 3/4 inch Akbar review.
Oh, do you guys want to do a Star Wars together? Because I think we all have it.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we do that. I think that's was that Thursday? I don't even know my own schedule. It is that's the 16th. So Lando is the 9th and Akbar is the 16th. But that one's at 8, so I might move that up to 6 if that works better for everybody. But we'll figure it out if we want to do the Akbar. That'd be kind of funny. It's a trap. All right. I think that is it, guys. So go see Logan this weekend because I think we're all going to see that, aren't we? We all like Marvel, or no? Just me.
Not a big Wolverine fan, but I might
right.
see it.
I think Vicky, you like Marvel? No.
I do. I might see it. I'll see. I have kind of a long list of things I want to see.
There's a lot of stuff to see. So I guess I'll definitely be the only one seeing the movie because I love Wolverine. I'm sorry, Nick. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. We will do this again for sure, Jurassic Park style, if the video gets a lot of hits, and we're gonna do one for sure. At least 2 Star Wars. We might have them on again. That'd be kind of fun. All right, guys. Bye, Jurassic Stuffs. Bye, Warriors. Master Builder Danny. Figment. I think I already said your name, Warriors. All right, guys. Bye.